Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A 4-month investigation involving several area and state agencies, including the Semka Drug Task Force, has come to an end with the arrest of a man. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Jesse Grutner is in jail after he was caught selling methamphetamine to investigators at the Dakota Magic Casino. Semka agents say the investigation involved numerous controlled buys, where more than 100 grams of meth was purchased from Grutner, with a street value estimated to be over $20,000. He's charged with delivery of a controlled substance. We first told you yesterday about a homeless, high-risk sex offender living just steps away from Lindenwood Park. And now Fargo police tell us Eugene Hinson Jr. will not be allowed to set up his camp next to I-94 and the Red River. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric talks with campers and police about the situation that has many concerned.
Fargo police gave us this map showing where Eugene Hinson Jr. was living. Hinson Jr. has prior sex crime convictions here in Cass County from 2011, South Carolina in 2006, and Florida in 1999.
Anybody could be it. You just have to be vigilant all the time in your everyday life.
Donna Hatzenbiller says she didn't know Hinson Jr. was living nearby. While she says she wasn't worried about the situation,
I think it would be a good reminder for me and all grandpas and grandmas and parents to, keep an eye on their children and their teenagers.
I talked with a number of other campers who didn't want to appear on camera. One woman tells me she had no idea Eugene Hinson Jr. lived so close and that it was a bit concerning. Another man said that Hinson's situation was too bad, but that this park was atrocious.
We ran a check on him, and he's not on any probation or parole, so there is no restriction on him from being in any particular place.
Deputy Chief Joe Anderson says Fargo police cannot tell someone where to live or where not to live, and restrictions such as you can't live within so many feet of a school, park, or daycare can only be set by a court in North Dakota.
The North Dakota Highway Patrol was going to make contact with him and tell him that he could not stay there just because they don't want him obviously wandering on the highway and getting struck.
This area where Hinson Jr. was going to set up camp is part of the I-94 easement, meaning the DOT marks it as a controlled access area and people are not allowed. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
We have attached a link to the City of Fargo's sex offender map on our website. Just visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story. 64 dogs are on the mend after being rescued from unfit conditions in Barnes County. Court records show Carl and Ginger Helland of Catherine, North Dakota, are both facing a misdemeanor animal neglect charge in the case. These dogs have had a makeshift home at the Valley City Winter Show building since last week. Volunteers come in around the clock to make sure they have enough food and water. And the need for more food, along with volunteers and money, won't be going away anytime soon.
You'd be surprised at how many bags we go through a night when everybody is fed. Puppies, nursing dogs, they have to have food at all times. That involves feeding 2 or 3 times a day on there. So, and it's going to be possibly up to 60 days or so that these animals are in our care.
The Barnes County Sheriff's Office says it has no comment regarding this open investigation. A Fargo woman who faced multiple felonies for destroying her apartment last year will have to pay over $6,700 in damages. Anissa Abdul will also serve 90 days in jail after pleading guilty to criminal mischief. In the past, Abdul didn't show up for her court appearance after she was evicted for refusing to pay rent. Last June, Abdul punched holes in her apartment walls, ripped up carpet, tore apart hardwood flooring, and broke a window. The apartment owner said there was more than $13,000 in damages. Abdul will also serve 5 years of probation. The officer who was driving a UND police squad car, which was stolen and wrecked last month, has been disciplined. Officer Jake Schiller was suspended for 40 hours without pay and put on 6 months probation. His unsecured patrol car was stolen and crashed near Crookston while he was investigating a report of an intoxicated person near UND. Cassandra Ellis of Missouri was charged in the incident, but she didn't show up for her court appearance after posting bail. A jury has found a former priest not guilty of criminal sexual conduct. Brian Lederer has been accused of molesting 4 girls by touching their groins, bottoms, and breasts at a school where he worked. The incidents allegedly took place on a school bus and once at a home. The prosecutor said they're disappointed in the verdicts, but, quote, respect the work of the jury. Lederer still faces a felony charge of possession of a pornographic work. A quiet day so far, but it looks like some of us could see a stormy evening. Let's find out more from Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson in First Weather. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Andrea. As we close out a very quiet day of weather here in the valley, things are looking pretty good. A couple of blips showing up in the valley on the radar, but we have thunderstorm watches in the western Dakotas and in eastern Montana, and some of those storms will be sliding their way eastward as we go through the overnight. Temperatures are hot out there. Hettinger at 89. 10 degrees cooler this hour in Grand Forks, and we have low 70s from Baudette through Roseau and Bemidji. For most of us, the evening looks pretty quiet, but by the time we get to the late night hours, there'll be a chance for some thunder and lightning, and it looks like it'll come in the overnight or the wee hours of the overnight for many of us. I'll have a timeline for you on when you can expect to possibly hear some thunder and let you know about the risks. It does look like there'll be a chance for a strong storm or maybe a severe storm or two.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet.
UND will reveal its new logo tomorrow as Ed Schaefer's term as the school's interim president comes to an end. The announcement, along with the school's new nickname of Fighting Hawks, will put the finishing touches on years of controversy over the issue. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has more on this, including reflections from Ed Schaefer on his term as president.
Have you had a good time being president?
It's been awesome. It's such a thrilling experience to be on the University of North Dakota campus. The energy, the excitement here that our students, and the ability to steer the ship in a new direction.
UND's Fighting Hawks nickname is in place, and now UND's new logo is about to be revealed.
We are working on the final, just little color things and outline things and on the logo, and should be announced shortly.
Schaefer also led UND through some major budget cuts and came up with a plan he says will have the school well positioned for any rocky economic times ahead.
When we were making the changes, people were upset, they were disappointed, they didn't know what was going on. And it always is affected people and their attitudes and their emotions. Okay. So, yeah, it's tough. It's a hard thing to do.
However, Schaefer says with all those controversial issues out of the way, when UND's new president, Mark Kennedy, takes over in July, he'll be able to concentrate on running the university.
When President Kennedy arrives on July 1st, he's going to have a brand new university. We've got a new budget, new focus on priorities, we've got a new nickname, a new logo, and the new president will be able to spend his time and energy and resources to move this university forward.
And it's still not clear whether we could see Schaefer at the head of another North Dakota university. In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Schaefer says he hasn't ruled out stepping into another leadership position at a state university if the higher ed board calls. Minnesota has been named the best state to be a kid. The 2016 Kids Count data book put Minnesota at the top of the list, followed by Massachusetts, Iowa, New Hampshire, and Connecticut. The study looked at categories like economic well-being, education, health, and family. And this might have your mouth watering. The Great Minnesota Get-Together unveiled more than 24 new things to taste test this year. Among them, candied bacon donut sliders, which is pictured on the left, and Spam sushi, which is on the right. Also new this year, macaroni and cheese curds, cheesy French onion monkey bread, and deep-fried nachos supreme. The Minnesota State Fair runs August 25th through Labor Day. Summer gardens are starting to bloom, but how do we keep them thriving? Horticulturists say small buds on plants like peppers should be picked off so the plant can grow taller and produce better food. Neglect is one of the biggest reasons gardens don't grow, especially if they're underwatered. Area water still has salt in it, so plant experts say to overwater until water is spilling out from under the planter.
If you don't water, so water comes out the bottom, you'll build a layer of salt in there, and after time, a little bit isn't bad, but after time you'll build up salt in your soil, and it's not good for the plants.
We have more advice for your gardens at valleynewslive.com. Just look for this story.